Okay, so I believe you remember this a folder or directory because we created it last week and we had only one file index.html, and then we have an external script, script.js. You can give it any name you like. And this is the countries .js file. It has almost 197 countries. That's awesome. At some point, we visualize this data on HTML DOM, and the browser will display this data. It doesn't have flag or whatsoever, but we will have also another data which has countries information about the capital city, the population, the domain name, the currency, their neighboring countries, lots of things. Okay, so just let's come to this. What did we talk about last week? Last week, actually, we just created this. If you remember, the parent of all element is HTML, or the root of all element is HTML. And then inside you have head and body. Yeah, so the HTML actually has two children, the head and the body. Inside the head, we put meta tags, different meta tags. But inside the body, we put everything related to the website, anything you see on the website. So then we can write JavaScript code here or inside the body. And finally, we decided that the best place to write your JavaScript will be inside the body. This just says title, but I don't know why we even called it title, but whatsoever. You can call it here because H1 is inside H1 we write, but we instead let's say call it modern JavaScript. And if you remember button, so it is what kind of a script is it? Inline script. There is also inline style. There is, this one is inline script. And we write JavaScript inside here. Like we can console.log, we can write JavaScript here, right? And we can also link our external script like this. This is what we saw last week. And when you see here, we wrote different codes here. I'm now revising what we learned so far. So just to get started, I have to, last time we installed the live server extension. If you don't have, you come here and live server. And you waited for some time, you get it and you install. And prettier, last time also we installed this prettier. I'm repeating the same thing, don't do this, prettier, and you install it. And even we install ESLint and maybe bracket I like this colorizer. I think colorizer. This one I installed it. I have it already. But if you don't have, just install it. Colorizer. So actually, what it gives you actually, for instance, this bracket is yellow. This bracket is purple, and this bracket is blue. So it gives different colors. So it is easy for your eye, to identify. So it's decoration anyway. So it doesn't add anything, but it improves your productivity. We don't need this one. So now I will get back again and run my code. Where is my, sometimes it is closing. Why? The Explorer. So live server. Yes, this is what I have, and I have to do it in one. Great. Is it okay? I think some people wrote something, so I should see. Maybe if I don't see your message, you should. Oh, how do we get the countries list? That's a very good question. Last time I showed you that the repos and everything is also in here because the reference materials are here, everything. A JavaScript for everyone. If you click on here, it will take you there. Or another alternative is you come to here on my repo, JavaScript. You may get lots of JavaScript, but let me, what? JavaScript. JavaScript for everyone, I will share with you. And then if you open this and there are different data currently, this is the countries, so I will just send for you. Yeah, but if I send, I think it's better to just send the whole this. Okay. Yes, and go to data, and inside data, you get the first you click here, data, and you get countries, just countries list. Okay, great. Now we have this. If you remember when we want to greet someone, if we click, greet people by saying hi. Yes. And then if we open this one, we can open this, the console, by doing inspect. And then we just drag this and we go to the console and we get everything what we have been writing. Hello world. And all the calculations we've been doing are this asabenetai, concatenation, and all those things. Yeah. Did you manage to connect what we did last week? Yeah. Did you manage to connect the daughters? I want interaction. Okay. Okay. But I'm just reviewing again. It's just we're starting things today again. Okay, now we have the same. I will keep writing from here. Maybe I can just forget about this. Let me just create a file name and I call it variables.js. And I want to link the variables where actually you go to the here and then I can link that script and then source script. But maybe you might have forgot already. Just let's do this. Let's just forget about the variable and let's try it here. Console.log. I really, really like JavaScript. Don't you? JavaScript. So we should see what we wrote here. Have you seen it? I think I brought it this too much. Yes. I really, really like JavaScript. Console.log. Tuning as a string. But we can also write numbers without anything. Tuning. But instead of writing here, we can write it in a separate file. So I can take this to variables.js. I am writing it here. But we don't need a script if we are writing it in .js file. Every JavaScript file ends with .js. The extension of any JavaScript file is .js. That means JavaScript file. So I have to link that here. Script, and then the source, I have to link that file variables.js. as you can see, I have a problem. I have a bug. We call this a bug, unexpected identifier variable, where you can even click it here. If you click and check, yeah, there is some problem here. So where line number 2, actually in variables line number 2, what's wrong here? Let's check it out. Okay, okay, let's save it. Actually, I think now it works. So it was just their minor typo or something. Now it works. Now we are working from an external variables.js. So let us talk about comments. Do you remember comments? What's the importance of comments and how we write comments? Actually, we usually write comments to give remark about that code and to make our codes readable. This is a single line comment, and this is a multiple line comment. Yeah, if we want to write multiple line, we have to use slash and star, and we have to close it also star with slash. Yeah. Now let's talk about variables. What's a variable? Tell me, guys, what's a variable? Because you should really understand what a variable is.
It's just a name for a place somewhere in the memory that can store some value.
Okay, that's true. Actually, now what I like about this placeholder for a data type, that's very good. It's a container, it's the storage, it's a memory place, all are answers. So I think by now everybody knows what a variable. It's a place where to hold or store our data. Do you agree with this explanation or definition? Shall we move on, or do you need more elaboration about data, about variables? It seems, I think, okay. So variables are containers. It store data in a memory location somewhere. Okay, so to write a variable, we use let var const. Actually, let me just put it in order: var, let, and const. Var is an old way. And now what we have actually let and const. You will see me writing most of the time let and const, and I will never use var. Never. Because it's old. Of course you can use it, but no need to use it because it leaks. It's like a sneaky dog. Yeah. And these guys are a very decent dog. If you keep them somewhere, you get them. But this var, actually like a sneaky dog, it jump the compound and you may found it somewhere else in the neighbor. That's bad. So that is why JavaScript developers, they just avoid this one and they came up with what's the compound here? What's the analogy in the compound? Actually is the block quote. Block quote means this is the compound when we write. So var is only functional function scope. Let and const are actually block scope. Now function scope and block scope is, you don't know what I'm talking about because it needs also another explanation. So to make clear the difference between var, let, and const, I have to keep it for some time later. So what you should focus, we use let and constant. If the variable is changing, we use let. If the variable is constant, we use const. Okay. Let first name, and variable should be a character. Okay, and it should be camel case. Do you know camel case? Camel case. So there should be some kind of if it starts with small and it capital, small capital, small capital. First name, Asa bene. Yes. Const, when we use const, gravity 9.81. This is a constant which will never change. Identifier has been already declared. Why? Because we have used it in here in this file. So for the time being, I can comment everything what we have here, and it will not yeah. Okay. Const gravity, because gravity is just gravity. It will never change. It is proved, and the gravity of Earth is 9.8. So we use const. For a value which is not going to change, we use const. But first name is like a name. Maybe I want to change it at some point. Now, yeah, I introduced myself as Sabin, and now I want you to call me maybe Job. Let maybe you stored 10 and then maybe it's decreasing at some point and the value of a might be 5. So you use let for values which may change at some point in time, and const for values which never change. Pi. Do you know pi? The value of pi, tell me. 3.14. We don't care about the, let's just stop here. So this is the value which never change unless you come up with a breakthrough or discovery something, right? So this will remain the same. Okay, I want to ask you, do you understand what a variable is? I hope so. Now let us move on. So variables are containers. It stores data in a memory location. So variables, whenever we want to declare a variable, we use let or const. Let for things which may change, and const for constant value. By the way, if I try, for instance, pi, and if I want, for instance, 3, it gives me error. Assignment to constant variable. It's not allowed. JavaScript doesn't allow you. Yes, const is more efficient, I think. Most of the time, when I'm writing React, I use const. Everything is more of const, but now it's not yet time to talk about that. Don't ask any advanced question, guys, because it frustrates beginners, and I may also dragged by some advanced students. Don't drag me to the. I hope you don't understand what I mean, because I remember when I was teaching in a bootcamp, some advanced students asked me to ask something advanced question, and when I'm trying to answer that, some of the students get confused and lose interest. So let's just really grasp the big picture first. Okay, good. And now let's move on to data types. Data types. Tell me what data type do you know? Tell me. I'm waiting for the data types you know.
String.
Oh yeah, string. Great. Another data type you use most of the time. We love numbers, right? Numbers. Another. We love booleans. Boolean data types are true or false. Another. I'm waiting for you. I will go null, undefined, object. This is, and there is now new symbol. I may not go that, but there is symbol also. Okay, let's start. Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Is arrays?
Arrays will be in this data type. Arrays, functions, and everything will be in the object category. Okay. Great. Thank you. So now let's go for string. String is awesome, right? Now you learned, you told me that you understood what is his first name, and of course I love myself, so I go for myself. I hope you may not consider me as a narcissistic. Last name, you do the same, your name, please. It's really easy to remember the examples if you are using your name as an example. Okay, we don't use this Joe and Doe or something. It's easy. Then Itai. So this is actually a, a string. A string we usually use single quote or double quote or backtick. This. For instance, let job teacher. Have you seen? I managed to. Double quote, let me show you is let country Finland. All these are strings. So we can use a single quote or a backtick or Finland. I mean, or sorry, double. Oh no, wait. A double quote Finland. If I say by the way, it may change it to single quote. Have you seen? Because the prettier and the ESLint work together to make my code as clean as possible. Yeah? So, but I showed you that it's possible to declare a string variable using single quote, double quote, or backtick. Backtick. Oh yeah. Identifier first name has been declared in variables because I declared it somewhere else. So here I remove it. Okay, great. So now I will show you how to work with string. String has lots of methods, for instance, but before that, I will talk about built-in functions. For instance, we have used this console.log, and we have been doing something, right? Print something. This is a method, a built-in method. We access this to print something. And today I will show you type of. Type of is actually help us to know what kind of data type is. So console.log type of first name. Have you seen? It told me that what I stored in here is actually string. Okay, let me check last name. Console.log type of. What do you expect last name if I pass last name here? I need interactivity on the chat room. That's how I know you are here with me, guys.
It will also be string.
Yes, it's going to be string again because everything I wrote here is a string. I'm just bothering you to say something, you know, to make the classroom more active. Last name. Oh, what am I writing? Last name. Oh, wait. Because the VS Code is pretending it's smarter than everything, so it's bringing a suggestion and it's just destroying my code. Oh, Last name undefined. And why 29? Last, oh, because last name, again a string. Okay, what do we get from job? Type of the job. What do you think? Job, again, string. It should be string. Great. So even you can check what data type you are using. Now let's do some concatenation. Do you remember the concatenation we did last time? Concatenation.
Yes.
Yes, it's just connecting things. Concatenation, I don't know. It's a very hard word, right? Yeah, it's, I don't know. Concatenation. What did I mean? Concatenation. Yes, concatenation. Actually, let me just add something here. It is a way to connect two strings. So let's make a full name. Full name, first name plus last name. And if we print full name, sorry, do you know what? I made a mistake because sometimes I mix Python and JavaScript, so it should be console.log. As you can see, asabena itai. Why I am seeing that, but I hope you don't like to see your name like this connecting your first name and your last name connecting together. It doesn't make sense. So we should find a solution for this. We have to add empty string. We can add empty string like this. Have you seen? This is actually a string, but it's an empty string. Even you can separately declare space and put it like this, and then you can call the space. Okay, now I want to ask you, what do I get console.log type of space? What do you expect? What do you expect if I pass space here? What do you expect?
Is it a constant? No.
Null. Yeah, most probably it could be null or undefined. It could be also string. I'm not exactly sure, but I go for string space. Yeah, string. Great. Because this is just a string, as you can see. Yeah, but this string also has null. It doesn't have value. Okay, now let's go to another string method. Finding the length of a string. For instance, if I want you to count the length of my name, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I managed to count it, but it's a boring job, right? Oh, yes, but how about if I ask you to count one page or Shakespeare's one of its book? It's a boring job, and most probably you will make a mistake. Yeah, so we have different string methods to count. So length, we can say console.log first name dot length. You just ask the length. It's 8. I counted it manually and it was 8. Let me check my family name. 1, 2, I think 7. My family name is a bit shorter. And console.long last name dot length 7. With the same method, you can do more, right? Yeah? Is it clear? How about if I want to know if my name has some letter? Do you think my name has Y? Do you think my name has Y? No. No one is answering. Why? It's easy. It doesn't have y in mind. But of course, if it was a long string, it's hard to know it. So let's do console.log first name dot includes a plural y. Does it? Y. As you can see, false. The data I got is actually false because there is no y. Does my name have a?
Yes.
Yes, it has both capital and small. If I do this, true. And if I change it to capital also, the first is, it's getting true. Oh yeah. But my name doesn't have y, as you can see. It was false. Okay. Great. Now does my name starts with y? So console, I will show you something. Console.log first name dot starts with, what is this suggestion? Please go the suggestion. And then does it starts with y? It's false. Does it starts with a? Again, false. I can't believe that. Why? Tell me, guys. I'm just getting surprised.
Lowercase.
Yes, lowercase. It should be capital A, and it is. So now, sometimes, we have to check. We have to allow users if they are using lowercase or uppercase. So we should first learn how to change to lowercase and uppercase. Console.log first name to lowercase. What? To lowercase? No. By the way, all the methods are also camel cases. As you can see, it starts from small to lower, capital, and then a capital. JavaScript is a very, very disciplined language. They stick into the convention. So as you can see now, my name is changed to here. Then console.log first to uppercase. Now everything is, yeah. So now, for instance, I can chain the method. Now this one is false, right? Yeah, this one is false. But to make it true, actually, you can make it console.log first name to lowercase first to lowercase everything. And then after you change it to lower, and then you check it starts with small a. Is it going to be true? Yes, it should be. But let me see. Confirm.log. What's that? Oh, console.log. As you can see, first we change the name to smaller, everything is smaller, and then we check it if it starts with. Does it make sense? Is it logical? Because first you change it to lowercase or uppercase, and then you check, starting the checking. Oh, great. Now we have seen most of the, some of. So if you go to the JavaScript for everyone, you will get all the string methods. So I have to take you there, and you have to really give time and learn the important string methods. Yeah, everything what I'm doing, have you seen here? Everything is really here. So no need to take even notes, but taking notes is very good, but everything is here. And even there's some crazy thing I did here. So let's see. Have you seen this? Let's bring it here. The reason I use this one is like whenever you have a text more than in one line, so you can use this slash. Yeah, have you seen? Now it's not anymore a string, but to have this, you can use this. And if I ask you the length of this paragraph, wow, it will be tiresome. So you can just count console.log, please, console.log, console.log paragraph dot length. And I will have a question again. The question is going to be, now it has 539 characters, including the space, okay? Including the space. Have you seen I used const instead of let? Why? I used const instead of let. Why?
Well, you don't want the string to be modified, for example.
That's one idea. And another is I don't like to use this variable name again. I don't like to use it. So this is the only place I want to use it. I want to use it only once. That's, and also if you don't like to be modified, yes. So yes, now what is in here actually, for instance, if I want you to find the location of this text is a bit bigger, so I will go for another let sentence. And another thing, I want you to make your variable name very meaningful, okay? It makes your life so easy. I love JavaScript. If you do not love JavaScript, what else can you love? Or do you love actually? What else do you love? Yeah, there's nothing as JavaScript, right? There is nothing like Java. Great. Now I want you the index of this, the first lab, and I want you to find the index of this lab. That means 0, we usually start from 0. 0, there is space 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At what index do we find the first lab? Of course, I can count it, right? 0, 1, 2. It's here. But where is the last one? Okay, there is easy method. So you use console.log. Oh, why is it confirmed? Console.log sentence dot index of lab. Have you seen? At what index do you see lab? At index 2, it's easy. 0, you count also the space. 0, 1, 2. Now it's your turn. The difficult part. Actually, it's not difficult. What's the index of the last lab? This is the last lab. You use the same method, console.log sentence dot last index of lab. That's 70. I'm not going to count it manually. Do you want me to count it manually? That's the purpose of JavaScript. You let JavaScript or Python to do tedious, boring jobs, okay? So you don't count manually. But I believe this is the 70s index. Yeah? Do you believe me or do you believe the program? Yeah. So great. Are you following, guys? Let me see. If you are not getting lost, just type 1 for me, and then I feel that you are active and you are enjoying the lesson. I don't know what's happening now. Just type 1. That means I'm alive, I'm following, I'm enjoying.
I'm
Oh,
here at least.
what? Great, great, great. Yes. Let's move on. Okay, how about if I ask you, is this sentence ends with a love, the word love? This is just a question. Is this sentence ends with the word love? No, it ends with the word JavaScript. So let's check. Console.log sentence ends with love. No, false. How about if I ask you JavaScript? True. Yeah. So it's easy, right? That's so easy. That's how you just use some method and it just tells you that. You don't have to think about how it works. No, it's not your job to really think much how it works. What you should know how to use it, where to use it, and when to use it. Great. But now, if I want you to count the number of love I use in this sentence, how many love do you see? Oh, it's getting crazy, right? Oh, at least count, manually count and tell me how many love do you see? There's nothing as love, right? We have lots of love in this sentence. 3. Okay, let me count manually. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3. At least we have 3 loves here. Okay, great. How do I count them? Let me try. Const words is equal to, wait, const word, I am words, and then sentence dot split. Okay, what I'm trying to do now, I have sentence here. Do you know that a sentence is a collection of words, right? Yeah, I think everybody knows that. A sentence is a collection of words. Yep. Could be adjectives or adverbs, nouns, or prepositions whatsoever, but it's a collection of words. And this sentence is a collection of words. Now I'm splitting this sentence at the empty space, So this means split this sentence at the empty space and store it inside words. So let's see now what console.log inside words. Oh yeah, it looks nice, right? Have you seen it?
Yes.
But now still the thing is, how can we count them? We managed to count them manually like this. But because this data is so small, it's easy to count. But if we have something like this 1 million, do you think it's easy to count? 1, it's hard to count. And if you count it also, it takes a long time. So we have to know how to count. For this, we will learn loop after some time. And I will get you back to this problem a bit later. Great. But now we change it to a collection of words. As you can see, a collection of words or a list of words. We call this arrays. Yeah, we call this arrays. Let's check the data type. Last time Sophia said arrays are data types, but now let's check type of console.log type of words. What data type is it? Have you seen? An object. Arrays are a kind of object, kind of data type. Great. Now let's move on. So you have seen some methods of what is this a string, but string methods are quite a lot. I want you to practice from here because I made it at some point. It's beautiful to look at. Have you seen? I put it different. The last in the 14 method, concat, and it goes on. And how you develop it, how you remember it, it's not by learning them, by doing this beautiful exercise from the beginning to the end. And the level goes from simple to complex. I don't recommend you to jump and go somewhere. Please start from the beginning all the time because it makes your life much easier. Okay, that is how, because one question is connected to another. Okay, so now let's talk about concatenation. We did concatenation here, but that's the boring way of concatenation. I would like to make your life somehow easy. And some people tell me that I am 200 years old, age 200. Okay, it doesn't matter, but you know, okay. Now I want you to concatenate this. I am a Sabina. Your speed is good. Okay, great. I am a Sabina. Itai. I am 200 years old. I live in Finland. I want you to make this statement. We have the data here, but it's not my name, your name, okay? The data is here. Have you seen the data here? So how do you concatenate this? In the previous way, this is how we concatenate, right? Maybe we declare let, we can say sentence because I used the sentence already. So for I am, then I have already full name plus dot maybe, and then plus again I am, I think 100, not 20. I'm older than that. I tell you, that's true. I am 20, 200 plus maybe 100 plus years old. I'm telling you how you can do that. I live in country. Print console.log sent. I'm Asa Benetai. I am 200 years old. I live in Finland. What do you think about this code, guys? Is it clean code? It's hard to write, but I made it anyway. This is the printout. I am Asa Benetai. I am 200 years old. I live in Finland. Did you manage to make this for yourself? I recommend you to also to code with me, by the way. It's good. Okay, let's put this as it is, but better way. Let's We call it interpolation, string interpolation. So we use actually, instead of this, we use backtick. I will show you this. Maybe I think I call it send, the second option, I mean second example. I can do, why? Don't do that. I will do this backtick. I will use the backtick. I will remove all the pluses and I will use just this. No plus is needed. I am no. I think I should have also used this instead of this. I have age at the top. And here also no plus, and age. You remove everything. Remove. And you need the dollar and the curly bracket. And you inject data. Okay. So if you see now the second one, console.log send to, I get the same result. Now I need some space here. I'm getting the same result. So what you do actually is to inject the data from the variable. What you need is $sign. Next to the $sign, you should wrap your variable name using curly brackets. And then, yeah, you do the same like that. Is it clear? Now I will give you a quiz. This is your quiz. The sum of 2 times, the sum of 2 plus 8 is, actually no, I just want you to do this. Or maybe I think the value. I want you to print this out. And similarly, I want you to print out this. Good. I will give you, okay, I will give you maybe 5 minutes to think. And I think it's also good for a break. We will be back after 5 minutes. And you will be back also after solving this. Okay, see you after 5 minutes.